Hello and welcome to another greatest movie scenes of all time. First the scene, then stay tuned why I love it so much.
Don't put me on hold and don't transfer me to another department!
Don't worry, I won't. Now just relax. Can you tell me where you are?
I'm in this bar called Noir.
Yeah, I know it. It's on Pico. Are you all right?
Yeah, but I don't want to leave. I think there's a guy following me.
All right, now listen, Miss Connor. Now listen carefully. You're in a public place, so you'll be safe till we get there, but stay visible. Don't go outside or even to the restroom. I'll have a car there in a hot minute.
Okay.
Come with me if you want to live. Come on!
So The Terminator is one of the most flawless movies ever made, and picking a favourite scene out of the movie is tricky. The gun shop scene could easily be on here. I've used another brilliant scene in my trailer for this site, although slightly changed the dialogue. If you've not watched it yet, please do, as it wasn't easy to pull off. The establishing scene where the Terminator rips the street punk's heart out, they're all powerful, iconic moments, which could all make my list, but I've settled on this one, and it's because of these reasons. I was lucky enough to see this movie in the cinema when it came out. No one had heard much about it. The trailer gave nothing away at all about the majesty of the movie. But if I'm honest, the trailer was, at the time, a bit disappointing for a movie this good, but I understand why it was the way it was, because it really doesn't give anything away, which going into cinema is a good thing. I certainly wouldn't have been motivated to go and see it, and probably would have waited for it to be released on home video. But for a mate who said, let's give it a go, and I can tell you it was interesting watching this movie cold at the time. The first time we sat up in our seats was the aforementioned heart-pulling scene, and we slowly got more engaged the more we saw the Terminator deal with people in such a ruthless manner. And bear in mind, we had no idea Arnie was going to be an actual robot. Remember, there was a time where nobody had heard of Terminators. We all knew about cyborgs, but we had no idea this film was going to involve one. Nothing gave it away, really. You could argue the movie poster, when you look at it, had the digital readout on his glasses, but even that's not a massive clue. We just thought he was a strong, ruthless killer, and that's why this scene was such a moment. It's not only one of my favourite action scenes ever committed to film, it's one of my favourite in-cinema experiences. I've never felt so thrilled at a scene as I felt at this moment in the cinema, and since. Just unbridled, giddy glee at what I was watching unfold before my eyes. When the film was released, it was a low-budget picture, and so the sound was only done on mono. For any younger viewers, that's only one channel of sound. So to achieve the 2 channels of sound in the cinema, they just repeated the exact sound again. So that's like only having sound in your left ear and then repeated the same left ear sound in your right ear. It's a bargain basement way of doing sound. But believe it or not, this actually worked to its advantage, as the gunshots were the loudest gunshots I'd ever heard at the cinema, because effectively they were doubled up. And each gunshot sounded like an explosion in the cinema compared to the dialogue. It really jolted you out of your seat and added to the thrill of the action scenes. Annoyingly, the film is only available in remastered and updated stereo, and it's almost ruined the sound for me. I hope Mr. Cameron releases an original mono version one day. So back to the scene. We had suspicions that Carl Reese was going to be a good guy, but his actual intentions weren't confirmed at this point. We had no idea why the Terminator was interested in a waitress other than that she shared the same name, Sarah Connor, with the other victims. The scene hits richness the moment the scene goes into slow motion. The music track is just perfect here. The handbag falling shows the viewer how little moments can change your life, and perhaps everything happens for a reason. If that bag didn't fall, would the Terminator have been able to make his kill before Reese intervenes? He certainly would have been a lot nearer than when the Terminator eventually spots her, for it's his conspicuous, determined walk across the dance floor amongst all the dancing bodies that brings him to the attention of Reese. Here Cameron uses his skill as an action director and pushes the tension to the max. There are a couple of moments where it looks like she has no chance at all, and the editing takes her peril at the wire both here and the reload scene later. And then the incredible first shot. Again, a great detail. Reese knows he's a Terminator, even though we don't, so his first shot is not a head or body shot. It's a shot directed at the Terminator's gun arm, as he knows it's his best chance of deflecting the Terminator's shot, and then he pours in with the body shots. At the cinema, we all thought, there's no way Arnie's getting up from that unless he's got body armour on. He does. And eagle-eyed may have spotted he actually hasn't got body armour on, but not everybody. We're still confused in the chaos. Cameron knows this. And then the mayhem. The Terminator now gives away his complete killer's logic, that he will do anything to get the kill. And we realise he's more than just a random psycho. We realise he's a pragmatic hitman, willing to sacrifice anyone for the kill. And then what follows is my single favourite moment in the scene. So the Terminator finds his prey, once again, helpless. And just like at the table, Cameron thrills us again and pulls off, fooling the viewer that there's no way, this time, no way at all, she can possibly get out of it. Again, down to brilliant editing. And in comes Reese. This is the most satisfying moment in any gun battle I've ever seen in any movie. And I particularly love Michael Biehn's facial expression as he pulls the trigger. It's like he's finding the moment as satisfying as we are. Which is fantastic acting, because at the end of the day, in reality, he's firing blanks at Arnie and his stuntman, and they are acting out the bullet recoil on their bodies. Brilliant, brilliant acting. Then, when we see Arnie get up again, we realise, as an audience, for the first time, he can't be human. Me and my friend were giggling like schoolgirls in giddy excitement, and I remember audible gasps and applause at the cinema because we were all blown away by what was unfolding. Everyone in that cinema felt just like we did. We all uniformly realise perhaps we were about to watch a masterpiece in science fiction cinema, and we all felt privileged to be there. Seriously, this moment in cinema is one of the most adrenaline-infused moments I've ever experienced, and I'll never forget it. And unfortunately, for anybody watching at home who's never seen it before, it'll still be a thrilling moment. But because the Terminator is now in the vernacular, it's part of movie history, it will never hit you like it did back in 1984. But nevertheless, action, tension, choreography and performance, together with music and mono sound, makes this one of the greatest action scenes of all time, and for me, one of the greatest scenes in movies.
Come with me if you want to live.